So it's Friday, and that sort of can only mean one thing. It hasn't meant it for the last few Fridays, but I am back with a vengeance. It is actually the month of Halloween, so let's use the Halloween tarot. Let's do a 5-card pick a card and find out what's in store. Here we go. Oh, are you ready? 5 cards laid out for you already. We've got some beautiful orgonite and we've got some crystals going on here just to add to the magic. This is the month of Halloween, but I do like to use the Halloween every Friday, regardless of anything else, because the Halloween tarot is just fantastic. It's lots of fun, very seriously linked to the traditional meanings of the tarot as well. So friends, you can pick any card you like. You can pick all 5. You can pick any combination. It's entirely up to you, but do pick them now before you know what they are. That's the way to make the magic work. Just trust your inner psychic. Let's just straighten that up a bit there. Nothing like having nice straight kind of crystals and things. I don't know, does something to improve the energy, I think, anyway. So with that, let's turn over card number 1. And this one is, let me bring it up close so you can have a good look. It is the 8 of Imps. In other words, friends, the 8 of Wands. The Imps take over the meaning of the suit of Wands in this card. In this deck, in this card as well. So 8 of Wands, it's a question of getting things done, isn't it, when we get the Wands? Fire sign energy in this card, the element of fire, Leo, Sagittarius and Aries, the star signs associated with this. Now, there has been a lot of change in astrology as we've been through the last couple of weeks, and do check out my other channel for Astro Truth. The link is down there in the description below this video somewhere, and we look quite closely at astrology, and I like to look quite closely at astrology because it plays into everything we do, or at least everything we try to do, and so much has happened. Mercury retrograde ended in the last week. We also had a full moon in the last week, and many more, too many things going on to mention almost. So the 8 of Wands actually represents that very well, or the 8 of Imps as we've got here, because the Wands of getting things done are rather like these arrows. There are things going on all over the place. Lots and lots happening. Great haste, over-eagerness is another way of putting that. Things like that can sort of hold back your advancement. And so with the 8 of Imps, the 8 of Wands, there is that risk of trying to get so much done that you end up getting nothing done. Or at least maybe you get things done, but it doesn't actually get you to where you need to be. Got to really think about that. Sudden actions, progress though, that's the important thing. Make sure that your actions are actually bringing you some progress. There could also be a message coming in. Maybe you're going to get a letter. Maybe you're going to get a declaration of love from someone, because this card really does have a lot to do with the whole idea of Cupid. So there we got a lot happening, guys, but there is that urge to just take things gently, take things slowly, not push for too much, and just let the good things come to you. Because the good things really can come to you in a big way. We've got the 8 Imps here. They're really kind of busy all around us. And that is the energy of this card. It's busyness. If you pulled this one, you're probably quite busy. If you're not a busy person at the moment, then you're going to be pretty soon. So there is card number 1 in this spread. Let's turn over card number 2 and see what we have. Oh, right, Major Arcana. Let me show you that one close up. It is the Tower of Destruction, so to speak, number 16 there. And so always with the Tower, whatever deck it appears in, there is always that feeling that something's going to change. It can feel like a disaster when it happens, and maybe you've already been through this, friends. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, in which case something's coming, something's going to change. But it isn't all about destruction. It's called the Tower of Destruction, of course, but nothing really has to get destroyed with this card. It's just showing that things are going to change in such a big way that you couldn't really guess what kind of thing is likely to actually happen until it happens, and then it's going to come as something of a surprise, probably something of a shock as well. But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That is always the case with the Tower. In other words, it's some kind of disaster that leads to enlightenment and a new sense of freedom in your life. And this is really what it's all about. We human beings cannot help but try and hang on to life being the way it's always been, trying to keep that going. It's instinctive. It's a God-given thing, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but sometimes we need the universe to shake the tree for us a bit and make something new come into being, make something new happen. These ghosts are flying away, but they're not having a bad time. They haven't been destroyed, you see. And even though lightning is touching this ghost a little bit, most of the lightning is actually striking the tower at the centre of the haunted house there. And the skulls are grinning because they know things are going to work out for the best. And the pumpkin's looking really cheerful, but don't pumpkins always look cheerful? The pumpkins in this deck represent the pentacles, by the way. And so there is, a nice feeling of success, abundance even, just being hinted at in the tower here. A dramatic overthrowing of some major aspect of life is likely when this card comes up. Maybe a shattering of things, but it only shatters what is false. It only shatters what's no longer serving you and leads forward into new ways. And there's a certain amount of humility goes with this card as well. That's an important thing to be aware of, because when things break down and we have to make a new start, it's much better if we make that new start in a humble kind of way, so that the people around us who are going to teach us, the friends who are going to lead us forward in the new ways after the event, whatever that is, so that those friends see that we're ready to learn and that we feel in our hearts that we're ready to learn, we're ready to move on. So if you drew this card, friends, be ready, but don't fear it. It all ends very well indeed. That's sort of the anomaly of the Tower of Destruction. Anyway, card number 3. Did you pick card number 3? Well, if you picked this one, or if you picked all 5 of them, this is very much the heart of the matter. The King of Pumpkins. And I was just talking about the pumpkins being pentacles there, was I not? And there he is sitting on his throne, resplendent, with pumpkins all over the place, and his favourite pumpkin sort of getting a pat on the head there. So the King of Pumpkins, the King of Pentacles, values all the riches of life, all the good things in life, and also understands the need to share the good things in life to really kind of make things happen. Let's just get that a little bit more centered up so you can get a better look at it. Pumpkin is also there to remind us of the wealth that the King of Pentacles, the King of Pumpkins, actually has to offer us. And the chances are, if you pick this card, you're going to get something new, something positive offered to you. Be aware that what comes in can be a bigger gift than it looks like. Also, the King has got the scepter here, so he's showing he's got the power to bring change into your life, to make positive things happen here. He's got pumpkins all over his robe as well, symbols of fruitfulness, I guess, symbols of success, and the pumpkins make great pentacles. This is the element of earth, of course, so Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn, the signs associated with this card, and that element of earth reminds us that we do need to ground ourselves, and that we actually kind of fly higher and higher the more grounded we can be in our lives. So King of Pumpkins there, experienced kind of guy this, very successful leader, reliable, steadfast and resourceful, and those are the energies coming around you if you drew this card. Now this card really is encouraging you to give up whatever isn't appropriate for what is appropriate. In other words, getting rid of what no longer serves you. So it follows on very nicely from the Tower in that respect. New beginnings most certainly showing through here, but the nature of those new beginnings and the absolute riches of those new beginnings showing through very strongly with the King of Pumpkins. So there is card number 3. There is our heart of the matter. But friends, you may not have picked any of these. You may have picked one or both of these. It's entirely up to you. But let's check out card number 4 and see what we have. Whoa, it is the Queen of Ghosts. So we've had the King of Pumpkins and now we've got the Queen of Ghosts. And there she is with a ghost coming out of her pumpkin. And as we're coming up to Halloween, I'm going to say maybe this energy is going to somehow come out of the pumpkins that we see all around us at Halloween, whether we carve them or not. I'm loving her fishtail, actually. And Maybe there's been rather a lot of emotion around you in recent times if you drew this card, but do take note, she's sitting on her throne, she's over and above the emotions, and you can overcome all of those all of those kind of rather sad things. And we live in a sad world that can trigger all kinds of feelings of sadness, because it just is. It's that kind of sadness, really. There's wealth here, looks like gold coins all over the sand, and that seems to be what we do with our worldly wealth at the moment. We seem to waste it very readily. I think that's one of the problems that we have in the world at the moment, that it's at the root of a lot of the other problems. It's not too difficult to see that really she is the Queen of Cups. So we've got the element of water here, and the association with the water signs of Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces going with this card. And this image is actually very close to the traditional Rider-Waite image. It's just got that Halloween spin on it, really, hasn't it? And here she is, the watery queen, and she knows more than she tells us. This is the thing. She feels more than she reveals. And the strength of this character often isn't recognised by other people. But isn't that always the case with the divine feminine, friends? It's a mystery, and we have to use our imagination to get in touch with it. And that raises our intuition as well. So she's really in the realms of the subconscious here. This is a lot of hidden knowledge, a lot of hidden goodness, and it can come out just like the ghost is emerging from the pumpkin here. And so she's holding the pumpkin. She knows that her powers are practical and solid, but at the same time she lives in a world that doesn't tend to acknowledge her. But this pumpkin is a kind of a crystal ball. It reveals images of the past, the present and the future, and a secretive, creative, intuitive lady here who puts her visions into action. She's honest, she's devoted, she's capable of deep love. And friends, if you drew this card, the thing to do is contemplate that within yourself, you know? What do you need to keep secret? What should you bring out into the world? How much do you trust your intuition? And can you be honest? Can you really be devoted? Because if you can, that is what is going to bring a real depth of love, not just relationship love, though it could be, but a love of life and success in the worldly realms. Absolutely for sure, with the Queen of Ghosts, the Queen, as it were, of Cups. So let's see what we have here. And it's another cup card, another ghost card. This time it's the Three of Ghosts. And this is a very positive outcome indeed, actually. The Three of Cups, one of the best cards there is in the tarot. And we've got the three ghosts there sort of saluting one another with the cups. We get an upward spiral with this card, always, because this is several energies coming together, and you see they're sort of plaited together into a tail here. That's kind of hiding away on the camera a bit. And you see down the bottom, these ghosts are all plaited together in a very magical sort of way as they salute each other. They're kind of gleeful, and they're playing around above a pumpkin patch. I can never get the words out very well towards the end of these videos. They're playing around above a pumpkin patch. And as with all of these cards, actually there isn't one in this card as far as I can see. Maybe there's one in the window there, but there are cats in nearly all the Halloween tarot cards. And the cat is sitting on the pumpkin. The cat is kind of sitting on top of the wealth, because the pumpkins, like I say, are the pentacles in this deck. So abundance, wealth for sure. The cat is on top of the situation. The ghosts are over and above it. And there's a celebration of friendship here as much as anything, but also really good energies coming together, energies that suit one another, and energies that can bring very, very positive change. The fruits of love, a positive outcome. So this is a great last card in the reading, because this essentially is our outcome card. And a feeling of comfort, a feeling of healing with this one. So there we go, friends. There is our rather wacky, rather crazy, rather freaky Friday read from the Halloween Tarot. So there we are. Interesting spread. It's always interesting, isn't it? But I really got a lot out of that one. I hope you guys did too. If you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button. More videos coming up all the time, and we will be live again before you know it. If you hit the subscribe button, you'll get a notification every time I go live, and for that matter, every time a new video comes up. Leave me a comment. We will share the journey, friends. That's what it's all about. Email me if you would like to. My email address is down there in the comments, and why not drop a like on this one if you've enjoyed it. Have a great time ahead, friends. I'll see you very soon. Love and light to you all. Blessings and peace.